In your pocket, at this very moment, you are very likely to find some rectangular paper, or perhaps circular metal. You know exactly what this is. You can take it to the store and buy whatever you'd like, so long as you have enough of it. But how often have you thought about where it comes from, or what it might be capable of becoming? With pictures of national leaders on your bills and coins, you might believe money was invented by government. You'd be wrong. Let's take a look back through history. To explain how we got here. In the early days of human civilization, humans began to divide their labor. Rather than each person chopping their own lumber, and building their own tools, and their own shelter, and hunting their own deer, and fishing their own fish, and gathering their own fruits and vegetables, people realized they could specialize in certain jobs and trade what they produced, becoming far more productive in the process. This system is called barter. But barter comes with problems. If you're a fisherman and you need lumber, what do you do when the man with lumber already has so many fish they're rotting, but he loves some vegetables? You could trade your fish with the man who has tools but wants fish, and then trade your tools with the man who has vegetables but wants tools, and then finally trade the vegetables for the lumber you originally wanted. But that's all very complicated and time-consuming. What if, instead, there was one good you could be confident everyone would want, and if you had it, you could trade it for anything? This is the origin of money. First and foremost, a medium of exchange. Money arose all over the world and took many forms. For example, barley, seashells, and cows. But to work well, money ideally meets certain characteristics. Unlike in a barter economy, it is mutually acceptable to everyone. Unlike a cow, it is fungible, meaning that one unit is identical and interchangeable with any other. It is portable, easily transported, and divisible, so only the necessary amount can be traded. Unlike the barley, it is durable, lasting and able to be used repeatedly. And unlike the seashells, it is limited in supply, so its value remains consistent. Understanding these traits led money to be improved over time. Civilizations found that precious metals such as gold and silver worked well as money. One unit was identical to any other. It could be melted down or cut to divide it into smaller pieces and make it easily transported. It was durable and could last forever. And it was rare but available all around the world, making it desirable for trade across civilizations. The first known use of precious metal coins as currency occurred in approximately 630 BCE in the Anatolian kingdom of Lydia, located in modern-day Turkey. The neighboring Greek and Persian empires quickly followed their lead. Coinage also appears to have independently developed in China at around the same time. Metal currency conquered the world, and with only limited exceptions and minor innovations, it would remain that way for millennia. One of these innovations, however, was the introduction of paper banknotes, representing gold or silver held by one's bank, but traded in lighter and more transportable form. With these paper notes, banks realized they could lend out more money to borrowers than they actually held in precious metal reserves. This wasn't a problem, for the most part, unless too many people tried to turn in their paper for precious metal all at once. In the 20th century, 2 world wars rattled the global economy. In 1944, 44 nations met in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, to reorganize the troubled international monetary system. To promote stability in international trade, these nations agreed to fix the value of their currency to that of the world's new superpower, the United States. Government central banks around the world began to hold dollars convertible into gold instead of actual gold. However, to finance the Vietnam War and domestic welfare spending, the United States began to print far more paper notes than could be redeemed by their gold reserves. Realizing there wasn't enough gold for everyone, Other countries in the Bretton Woods system began to try to convert their dollars into gold while they still could. In response to the crisis, in 1971, then U.S. President Richard Nixon ended the convertibility of the dollar into gold. Yet the dollar remained the currency most held by banks around the world. And so, for the first time in millennia, the world's dominant currencies were no longer backed by the value of precious metals. This is known as a fiat currency system, meaning currency that has value because governments declare it to have value and mandate people use it. If you found a dollar bill in your pocket, you would find that it says, "This note is legal tender for all debts public and private." Other nations' fiat currencies carry similar requirements. Although fiat currency remains controversial, most economists see it as beneficial, as it allows governments to expand and contract the supply of money in the economy at their will, believed to be a tool they can use to help control and prevent economic downturns. While the US dollar has lost value over the course of the last century, it has remained relatively stable in comparison to many other fiat currencies. The Zimbabwean government, for example, used their ability to control the money supply to print an astounding amount of money in the 2000s, leading the Zimbabwean dollar to lose 99.9% of its value and the government to issue $100 trillion paper notes. But today's fiat money need not be the future's money. Just as money has developed from barley and seashells to metal and paper, it can continue to develop. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies pose the greatest threat to government fiat currencies yet known, and hold new innovations that can revolutionize what money is capable of. Bitcoin uses peer-to-peer networks to mine new digital coins through a predetermined, predictable, and secure process, leaving the creation and manipulation of money outside the control of any central government authority, just as money once was when it first arose as a market tool. A person in North America and a person in Asia can send cryptocurrency to each other at the speed of light with no middleman, with a publicly auditable record, making the complicated and expensive systems banks use to transfer money from one account to another obsolete. For immigrants working in nations far away from their families, cryptocurrency has already revolutionized their ability to send money back home. The nation of El Salvador was the first in the world to make Bitcoin legal tender, requiring businesses to accept it, to help facilitate these remittances, and to help its approximately 70% of citizens who do not have access to banks, and with crypto technology, won't need to. But this is only the start of what cryptocurrency is capable of. Some crypto coins, such as Ethereum, make it possible for money to do far more than change hands. These technologies allow coins to include smart contracts, being programmed to move when certain external conditions are met. For example, if two individuals wanted to bet on how many people will give this video a thumbs up or subscribe to our channel, they could enter a smart contract to make sure the money goes to the winner without the need to trust each other, nor to have any third party involved. On some decentralized finance platforms, an individual can take a loan collateralized by the value of their own assets, with no bank involved, and thus no need for good credit and no permission needed from anyone at all, with the loan provided by other crypto owners and automatically executed by a smart contract. Ethereum also uses its currency as a power source for public records that can keep track of ownership of intellectual property rights or deeds to land or stocks, all in a fully decentralized but secure manner. Imagine stock trading without the need for any stock market. Governments, however, usually don't respond well to losing their power to control money. In 1933, during the depths of the Great Depression's financial crisis, U.S. President Roosevelt confiscated all Americans' gold at threat of arrest and imprisonment, returning to them paper banknotes, and then cut the gold value of the paper notes. With crypto, not only would governments lose the power to print as much money as they desire, without the need for our current banking system, they'd also lose the ability to force banks to freeze or close the accounts of political dissidents. For example, when Canadian truckers protested COVID lockdowns, their government was able to lock their bank accounts, but it couldn't stop their Bitcoin transactions. To deal with this, governments have already discussed rolling out central bank digital currencies, money with all the features of crypto, but fully at their control. Repressive governments will be able to track all transactions and in an instant add or remove money from their subjects' accounts. If cryptocurrency takes off, it could be the most powerful tool yet of states to control their people. Or it may be the death of fiat currency and government power over money and its return to the people. The far future may even see government fiat currency become worthless and, in the process, no longer able to prop themselves up through money printing, collapsing today's most powerful nations. In its wake, some have theorized that crypto may be used to create new governments, organized and democratically managed through its decentralized smart contracts and other new layers of cryptographically secure peer-to-peer technology. We won't know until we see it, but money has for millennia been, and will continue to be, one of humanity's most important tools. Will crypto replace fiat? Can the world's governments survive competing currencies outside of their control? And what innovations might future money someday offer that current-day crypto technology hasn't yet shown us? Join the conversation and predict the future with us down in the comments. Beyond Now is a new channel dedicated to helping people connect with humanity and the universe's past and to inspire them to dream about the future. We have big plans to create much more content doing just that. In addition to liking, commenting, and subscribing, we hope you'll also consider supporting Beyond Now to enable us to continue making videos and grow our channel by becoming a patron. Our Patreon offers a community to think big with other supporters and to get early access to Beyond Now videos and bonus content. No matter how you choose to support us, we truly appreciate it. We rely on viewer support, and your help enables us to achieve our goal of spreading human connection and inspiration. Thank you so much for watching and supporting Beyond Now.